you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
If you could please be seated, state and spell your name for the record.
My name is Scott, S-C-O-T-T, Smittz, S-C-H-M-I-T-Z.
Are you a detective with the Washington Police Department's homicide unit?
I am.
How long have you been with the department?
With the police department over 24 years.
Okay. Did you assist in attempting to recover video near the area of where Sade Robinson's car was burned on April 2nd, 2024?
Yes, specifically the area of 35th and Lisbon.
Why the area of 35th and Lisbon?
Because we had received information that Maxwell Anderson had boarded a bus in the area.
You are aware that other videos were recovered in the area showing a subject walking around that area?
Yes.
From where Miss Robinson's car was burned?
Yes.
And I'm going to put up again Exhibit 448. Is this an image you've seen before?
Yes.
Were you kind of tasked with trying to find video to see if you could pick up this individual walking anywhere else?
Yes, we were.
And based on that clothing description, were you able to find video depicting that person?
Yes, we found video from a corner store on the corner of 35th and Lisbon called the Key Spot.
Exhibit 225 is on the screen right now. All right. So, were you familiar with the location where Miss Robinson's car was burned? Do you know where that was?
I believe it was a little bit south of 35th and Galena. I don't know the exact location though.
And, all right, so right here we're looking at, this is Lisbon in the middle, right?
Yes.
Okay. The video you recovered is found where?
Would you like me to stand up and show you?
Yes, and I have a microphone for you.
So the corner store where we found video, this is Lisbon, and this is 35th Street. So it would have been on this corner, so the northeast corner of 35th and Lisbon.
Can you point to the corner of 30th and Lisbon?
30th and Lisbon.
Okay. So 5 blocks away from the corner of 30th and Lisbon is where you got this video from.
That's correct.
All right, you can have a seat, Detective. Thank you. The video you recovered, did it depict what appeared to be the same person as in those screenshots I showed you?
Yes.
There were multiple clips?
Yes, we retrieved a total of 4.
Okay. Who'd you retrieve that video from?
The owner of the corner store, his name was Dominic Key. He wasn't present, but he forwarded us the clips from his phone.
I'm going to bring up the first clip. Sorry. This is Exhibit 198. Let me get off the Zoom. Do you recognize this?
Yes, this is one of the clips that shows 35th and Lisbon going northwest.
This is a video from Key Spot.
Yes.
I'd move Exhibit 198 into evidence.
Any objection?
No.
It's received.
The traffic light that's up here on the right side, what is that?
That would be the intersection of 35th and Brown, I believe.
And this stoplight that's in the lower left foreground of the video, this is the intersection of 35th and Lisbon stoplight, right?
Yes.
What, in sum, Detective, what are we looking for on this clip?
On the very top, where you see the red brick building, that's a school. and you're going to be seeing near that school walking towards us a male on the left side of the screen, walking south.
I'm gonna play.
Kurzan, is this a CD or is this a flash drive?
This is a CD.
Thank you.
Playing this clip, it's 26 seconds long. If you could, detective, stand up and point out what you're seeing.
So there's a subject walking right here, walking towards the middle school.
All right. Next clip. That first clip was titled Key Spot Channel 4, and it ends in 250. And the next clip is titled Key Spot Channel 4, and it ends in 621. Paused it at 20 seconds. Do you see that same subject?
Yes,
Did this clip just pick up where the last one left off?
it did.
Okay. And the date and timestamp, is that accurate?
On these two, they are. In the other two, they're off by like an hour and 2 minutes.
Okay, but this one's accurate. So this one is 8:07 a.m.?
Yes.
The next clip I'm going to play is titled, it starts with RP replay, and it ends in the numbers 497. Before I play that, this is a different camera altogether, right?
It is, and this view is going to be, I believe, an hour and 2 minutes behind. So on this, it'll say 7:05.
And what's then the real time?
8:06.
And so this picks up where the last camera left off?
Yes,
And do you see that same subject on this clip from the beginning here?
he's right here.
You're pointing to the upper right side of the screen?
Yes, I'm sorry, right.
Okay.
In the upper right-hand corner.
I'm going to play this clip. It's 54 seconds long. Paused at 6 seconds. I'm going to zoom in. If I can. All right. Are you able to describe what you see that subject wearing?
He's wearing all black and has like a tan-colored backpack.
See right here where I'm circling with my mouse?
Yes,
And what does he do? What are we going to see next?
in the next clip, you're going to see him standing at the bus stop until the bus comes.
Last clip. It's titled RP Replay, ends in the numbers 9424. That Adrian Wojnarowski notification was on the video that was sent to you, right?
Yes, it's from whatever the owner's cell phone.
The zooming in that's happening, that was also from the owner's phone, correct?
Yes,
What just happened?
He made a move towards getting on the bus.
A Milwaukee County Transit bus?
Yes.
Nothing else?
Cross?
Okay, so the video footage we were watching was from the key spot, right?
That's correct.
The neighborhood store on 35th Street in Lisbon.
Yes.
And you spoke with somebody named Dominic Key, who just cooperated fully with law enforcement, just turned over videos, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then the videos that we watched show a person walking to a bus stop.
Correct.
That's all.
State?
Nothing else?
Thank you. State your next witness.
Detective Michael Brownrider, the state will recall.
Detective Brownrider, we have a new court reporter, so we're going to re-swear you.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
If you could please be seated, restate and respell your name for the record.
First name Michael, Michael. Last name Brownrider, B as in boy, Raunreiter.
Detective, you previously testified about some videos in the area of 30th and Lisbon up to 30th and North Avenue, right?
Yes,
And you also collected a video from the area of North 27th Street.
correct.
Okay, why don't you tell us about the video you collected, why you went there, and what you found?
So I collected video from a Milwaukee Police Department pole camera, which is located at the intersection of 27th and Wells. We were trying to backtrack Miss Robinson's vehicle as to how it got into the area. So based off of MCSO's records, we knew that it had come from the area of Howard and 794, and then getting on a off-ramp would be either 27th Street, 35th Street, 16th Street, the viaducts there. So 27th and Wells is our nearest pole camera that I could obtain.
All right. What time frame were you looking for and why?
I was looking for any time after 4:40 in the morning.
Specifically, why 4:40?
That was the MCSO, so the Milwaukee County Sheriff's, had the last location of Miss Robinson's vehicle in the area of Howard and 794 at 4:40 in the morning.
What is a pole cam? What is a City of Milwaukee pole cam?
It's a fixed camera, generally on the side of a building or on a pole.
And why does the city have these?
Monitors traffic. Some will be affixed with license plate readers, so they'll capture pictures of license plates as they go through intersections. Some are just in high crime areas where they monitor areas of high crime.
And do you use them sometimes in some of your homicide investigations?
I would say almost every single one.
Are they typically put in busier intersections,
Yes.
main thoroughfares?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell the jury, I have exhibit 225 up on the screen here, where this pole camera was?
Yes. Can I step down?
Please, we actually,
There's a microphone. Oh, sorry, Judge.
I was just going to say the same thing. Take that microphone and just turn it on, please.
Okay. 27th and Wells is this, it's actually marked here with Daddy's Soul Food and Grill. Specifically, the pole camera was on the southwest corner of 27th and Wells. So right here where I'm pointing.
So you were basically trying to check any possible route you could check for how the car would have gotten from, what was the area you said originally?
MCSO last had her vehicle or her phone records in the area of Howard and 794.
Near St. Francis?
Yes,
And so you're trying to find a route that would take from St. Francis to the area where her car was burned. Is that a fair statement?
correct.
What freeway exit would one maybe use?
The one that we had spoke of before, which exits at like 25 in Clybourne, 26 in Clybourne, you would come up. Closest would be Wisconsin Avenue, then you would take a left turn, and then the first major thoroughfare north and south is 27th Street. The blue right here that turns gray.
26th Street and 25th Street are not busy streets?
No.
Okay. Did you in fact find video showing that?
Yes, I did.
And I'm going to pull up Exhibit 196 here. You can have a seat with the microphone. Thank you. All right, I'm going to bring up first the video file that is labeled as camera 1. What are we looking at, Detective?
So this is 27th and Wells. It's facing southbound. So in the top right corner of your screen here is actually going to be the intersection of 27th and Wisconsin. And then across the street, so on the other side of the screen is that Daddy Soul Foods that I had spoke of. And on the left corner of the screen is pretty much the intersection of 27th and Wells.
I'm going to bring this video, I'm going to move 196 in, first of all.
Any objection?
No.
It's received.
I'm going to advance this clip to 4 minutes, 40 seconds, which would correspond to what time, Detective? There's no stamp on the video, but what time are we looking at here?
The video should have started at about 4:45 in the morning. If you look at the label or the name of the file, it says 4:44 and 59 seconds. So it would be roughly 4:50 in the morning.
Have you yourself driven the route from KK and Howard to this intersection,
Yes, I have.
taking the interstate and the highway,
Yes, I did.
taking the 25th and Clybourne exit?
Yes,
And approximately how long did it take you?
10 minutes.
I'm going to play clip 1 from 4 minutes, 40 seconds, which would be 4:40 a.m. I'm sorry. Yeah. What do we see?
That would be Miss Robinson's vehicle.
I paused it at 5:05. Did I misspeak on the time?
You did. The video started at 4:50 in the morning there, sir. So the vehicle had turned off of Wisconsin Avenue and then turned northbound on 35th Street.
All right. And if I'm zooming in on the vehicle here, what can you tell about the vehicle? What do you see?
The windows are foggy, and it appears that there's some sort of blanket or covering over the rear driver's side window there.
Playing at 5 minutes, 5 seconds. Are the wipers going?
Yes.
I paused it at 5 minutes, 26 seconds, and the car just drove off screen, correct?
Correct. Continued northbound on 27th Street there.
So what time would that have been when it drove off?
It should be about 4:51, 4:50 in a couple of seconds there.
Between 4:50 and 4:51 a.m.
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to go to the next clip. This is labeled camera 2. I'm going to advance it to 5 minutes. All right, so I have it up to the 5-minute mark. So based on that, what time would this video be, when I press play, what time are we going to be playing from in real time?
It should be 4:50.
Playing at 5 minutes. I paused it. The TV has gone out. All right, it's back. It's paused at 5:06. I'm going to zoom in. On this angle, detective, did you try to ascertain any information about who the driver of the vehicle might be?
I did.
What did you see?
You can see that the driver is wearing dark clothing. Appears to be a lighter skin tone, most likely a white male or female.
All right, and if you could step down with that microphone, I'm going to have you point out exactly what you see as it plays. So the car, we know from the last clip, stops at this intersection for a period of time, correct?
Correct.
Playing at 5:06.
So while it plays, you're going to see the left hand of the individual driving that's going to move around inside of the vehicle. You're going to also see a shadow of the face. Again, you're not able to make out an identity, but you're able to see that it's a lighter skinned individual.
And that TV went out, so I'm going to back it up and do it again. Playing at 5:06.
You can see the face there as it moved, and then the left hand in the corner of the window there.
Okay. Backing up to 5:09 and playing again. That was paused at 5:19.
As well as, I don't think I mentioned before, but you can see here that this doesn't appear to be the fog or the moisture on the windshield. You can see how that color is, whereas the difference in the rear driver's side window here looks to be like some sort of blanket or some sort of covering the window.
So your testimony is that the windshield appears to be what?
Foggy, like there's dew. If I'm not mistaken, it was raining that day. Okay. So it looks like there was fog covering the windshield. You can see that this blanket actually comes into the driver's side window, which makes me believe that it's some sort of covering past the B pillar here into the driver's compartment.
All right. Okay, I got the TV back, so I'm going to play it at 5:08. And if you can point out what you notice about the driver when you see it.
So it's going to be right there. When you pause it, it's a little bit blurry, but it appears that the driver kind of tilts his head or their head to the left, which you can see a skin tone there that appears to be a lighter skin tone. And then that was the hand that had just moved as well.
Off the camera. All right. I'm going to do it one more time. Pulling northbound on 27th.
Correct.
Last clip. This is labeled camera 3. gonna bring this up from 20 minutes, 20 seconds. This one's timed a little differently, Detective, correct?
Yes, it is.
Can you tell us how, as I
This clip
Bring this
starts
up.
at 4:29 and 59 seconds. So 4:29 a.m.
and then, so if we advance it 20 minutes from there, that's roughly,
4:50 in the morning.
okay. Traveling northbound from this intersection, would that get you to Vliet Street?
Yes, it would.
All right, Detective, I have Exhibit 225 that's going to be on the Elmo. Throughout your involvement in this investigation, did you familiarize yourself with the exact locations and directions and times where, specifically times, where the Honda Civic is seen driving and where that subject, Exhibit 448 is on the screen, is seen walking?
Yes.
I have Exhibit 225 here. And if you could, I would like you to draw on this exhibit with this pen and take the jury through the summary of what those videos show. May the witness step down?
Please.
I want to use this red pen here. I'm going to put the microphone in front of you. Make sure that it's on the TV.
Oh, sorry. So as I had just testified, the vehicle is northbound at 4:50 in the morning on 27th from Wells Street here. Then it is captured on video. It would be westbound on Vliet Street here. And then it circles around, and the first time it's captured right here off of 34th and McKinley in a back alleyway off of a Ring camera. The vehicle then appears to kind of circle in this area off of Vliet Street between 35th and it would be about 28th. The vehicle then is last seen at 5:19 a.m. It is coming northbound, and then it makes a westbound turn on Vliet. And after that, from 5:20 to when I testified earlier today, we do not have the vehicle on camera. We then capture it, as I testified earlier, northbound on 30th Street from Walnut passing Lisbon Avenue.
I'm going to stop you there. So, let me just move the map for you. 5:19 is when you last catch the vehicle passing 32nd and Vliet here, is that what you said?
Yes.
And then about 5:20, it disappears from camera until when?
Until it should be 6:50 in the morning.
Okay, and where does it pick back up on camera at 6:50 in the morning?
Traveling northbound on 30th Street, approaching Lisbon Avenue.
And how close is that location to where the body parts were found?
A block and a half.
Okay, so it reappears on camera a block to a block and a half from where the body parts were found.
Yes, if you'd like me to mark where the park is on the camera. So the park is right here. This is 30th Street northbound, where I had testified that we capture it traveling northbound, and then it circles in this neighborhood here off of Brown Street and 30th.
Do you have a Sharpie to write it on darker? It's really hard to see.
Sure, I'll give him a marker.
We have one right here behind you, Detective Brownrider.
7?
Correct.
Then?
Westbound on Valete. It's captured in this alleyway here off of a ring camera at 459. It's then circling, or appears to be circling, the area off of Valete Street here. The last time that we captured on video is 519. It's westbound on Valete towards 35th Street, where it's out of camera until...
Can you write 519 next to that arrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Go on.
Where it's then captured northbound on 30th from Lisbon to North Avenue here. As I circled here, this is the park where the human remains were located.
What time does it reappear?
6:50 a.m.
Can you write that?
And then draw a line off that circle and write park.
Then what?
It's captured traveling kind of in a circle around here off of 30th and Brown. And then it pulls into the alleyway, the location of the fire. I'll put an arrow here. That's at about 7:23 a.m., where then we see shortly after MFD approaching.
Okay, around a little after 7:30.
Correct.
Then, I don't know if we have a different color. You want to use blue?
Use the highlighter here, sir.
Use the highlighter. Let's talk about the subject walking after the fire at 7:30. Can you draw on the map where that subject is traveling to?
Yes, that subject is seen traveling southbound on 30th from Lisbon. That pops up, okay. And then that subject then travels westbound on Walnut Street and then northbound on 32nd Street, or appears to turn northbound on 32nd Street, where we then do not have any other video. That subject then is picked up again, coming southbound on 35th Street from Brown and coming to the intersection of 35th and Lisbon Avenue.
Can you circle the 35th and Lisbon Avenue intersection in pink, please? And what time is that subject walking southbound from Brown towards the intersection of 35th and Lisbon?
If I'm not mistaken, it's approximately 8:06 a.m.
And is that the time that the person gets on a bus?
I believe that individual gets on a bus at around 8:11.
He waits at that stop and then gets on the bus.
Correct.
Okay. You can have a seat, thank you. So to be clear, Detective, after disappearing from camera at about 5:19 a.m., the car is off camera until 6:50 a.m.
Correct.
At which point it is picked up just next to the 31st and Galena playground by the video you recovered.
Yes, it's traveling northbound on 30th from Walnut, which is within a block of the park.
Is it coming from the direction of the park?
Yes.
And one last topic, Detective. The area of that playground was canvassed for video, is that correct?
Yes, it was.
Were there any videos able to be recovered that depicted any part of that playground?
No.
Nothing else?
Cross.
Yes. Good afternoon, Detective. I want to talk about the video that the state had played of the Honda Civic, and then you described that the person inside the car, you said, is lighter skin tone, correct?
Correct.
And you got to admit that the conditions at this time it's pretty rainy at that point, right?
Correct, it is.
I mean, if you could see in the video that it looks like some of the lights that are reflecting from like the street lights are kind of bouncing off the car, right?
Yes.
And that window of the Honda is rolled closed, correct?
It appears to be closed, yes.
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but best guess is that it's probably rolled closed, correct?
Yes, it appears to be closed.
And in that video, are you able to determine the hair color of the individual driving?
No,
Are you able to determine the hair length?
no,
Whether the individual is wearing a hat
no,
or a beanie or some sort of, something on their head?
no.
Are you able to determine, you said that it appears that he's wearing dark clothing, correct?
Correct.
Do you know what color? Black, gray, brown?
I would say dark clothing. By looking at the video, I believe it's black.
Okay. And are you able to tell if it's a shirt, a jacket, sweater?
No, you cannot. You can just tell that really all that was visible, like I had testified earlier, was the hand. So based off of that, I would surmise that it would be a long sleeve of some sort. But no, you cannot.
Well, I mean, it could. Can you tell if the individual is wearing gloves? Because that could explain why it's lighter.
No, you cannot see if they're a light colored glove.
Okay, and you weren't able to determine the height of the individual driving that car, correct?
The height of the driver? No,
Or the weight?
no.
And did you observe any distinct tattoos?
No, I did not.
And when do you recall when you reviewed this video, or when you had obtained it and actually reviewed it for yourself?
I believe my report says April 10th.
Okay, and had Mr. Anderson been arrested before that time?
I can't recall.
Are you aware whether you knew what Mr. Anderson looked like before you had reviewed that video?
Yes, I was.
Okay, nothing further.
State?
Nothing else.
Thank you, Detective.
Thank you.
State your next witness.
Detective Ryan Bergman.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please be seated. State, spell your name for the record.
Ryan, R-Y-A-N, Bergman, B-E-R-G-E-M-A-N-N.
Are you a detective with the Milwaukee Police Department's homicide unit?
Yes,
How long have you worked for the department?
since April of 2003.
Through your work as a detective, do you oftentimes find it useful to recover video from Milwaukee County Transit System buses?
Yes,
In fact, so much that they've actually given your department access to their camera system. Is that a fair statement?
correct. I believe there's 6 of us that have access to that.
And were you a participant in the investigation into the disappearance of Sade Robinson in the form of trying to see if any Milwaukee County Transit bus video could assist?
Yes,
Did you recover videos from the Milwaukee County Transit System?
I did.
Did they show anything of note?
They did.
There were 2 buses in particular that you recovered video from, is that right?
Correct.
Can you tell the jury what 2 bus routes those were?
Sure. The first bus video that I would have recovered was from bus Route 57, and that would have been the bus that traveled at the time westbound on West Lisbon Avenue. And then the second bus that I would have recovered would have been the 35 route bus, and that would have been the bus that traveled southbound on North 35th Street.
I have exhibit 225 on the screen here. The bus that travels down Lisbon, that's what you were talking about?
Correct. It's actually they call it the Walnut/Appleton route bus, but it travels down Lisbon.
Because Lisbon turns into Walnut somewhere around 24th, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to bring up Exhibit 203 on the screen. Can you see that, Detective?
Yes.
What are we looking at?
So this is, there's 4 cameras that I captured off of this bus. This is the bus that was traveling westbound on West Lisbon Avenue. It is currently at the intersection of Lisbon and North 27th Street, going
Facing-
westbound.
Going westbound,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
And really small at the bottom here is what?
So that would be the date, time and date stamp. It says 4/2 of 2024, and it's marked at 7:29 and 24 seconds, so 7 in the morning, 7:29 in the morning.
You're aware that her vehicle was set on fire somewhere around 7:30 a.m., correct?
Correct.
Why don't you summarize what exactly we're going to see here?
Sure. The bus is going to continue going westbound along West Lisbon Avenue here. And as we approach 29th Street, North 29th Street, you'll see a blue building. And then along the north side sidewalk, you'll see 2 females walking westbound. And then as it keeps on going westbound, you'll see an individual coming out of the yards between, it would be the 2900 block of West Lisbon. And then you will see a vehicle, Ms. Robinson's vehicle, in the background, and you will see a flame that starts in the passenger compartment of that vehicle.
And what you just summarized is captured on not just this camera video angle, but a summary of what the cameras from this bus
Correct.
depict. Okay. I'm going to play this. It is queued up to April 2nd, 2024 at 7:29:24. All right. We're heading west.
Yes, and then the blue building on the right side of the screen is the blue building I referred to. Those will be the 2 females walking along the sidewalk westbound. And then shortly you'll see a male subject approach out of those yards between the white building and the blue building. Right there.
I paused it at 7:30 and 02, and if you look off to the right side of the screen, what can you see here?
That is Miss Robinson's vehicle, and the fire appears to be just starting inside the passenger compartment of that vehicle.
This is the subject here that I'm circling with my mouse that you were referencing walking out?
Yes.
Is there a microphone up by you, a handheld one?
Yes.
Are you able to go by the TV screen and point out what you're seeing as we're playing through this?
Sure. If I can turn this.
Be honest.
I'm going to back it up here to 7:29:55.
So the 2 females are walking westbound along the sidewalk, one with a black and white umbrella, the other one with a blue jacket with the number 23 on it. And then to the right side of the screen is Miss Robinson's vehicle. You can see the fire is starting in the passenger compartment of that vehicle. And then in front of the 2 females, there's a subject, a male subject wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and a large camouflage backpack.
At some point in maybe this clip or other clips from the same exact bus, are you able to tell any demographics about that individual with the backpack?
Yes, it would be outside the curb side view of this bus video.
Okay, I'm going to keep playing the video. Pause there. Are you able to tell anything about his shoes there?
Yes, you can tell that it has a white bottom sole, and then there's a darker top part of the shoe, and then also dark pants.
I'm going to move over to the curbside. All right, so I'm on the curbside view now.
Yes,
This is the woman with the umbrella up here.
correct.
The woman with the LeBron James jacket is behind this tree.
Yes.
Okay, playing from there. 7:30:06. Do you see the subject with the backpack?
Yes, so you can see the backpack a little bit more clear here. It's going to be a tan camouflage backpack. And then you can also see that the tops of his shoes are also that almost similar tan color.
And as I advance the video, the bus has now passed, what, 30th Street?
Correct.
And what do you see in the upper left?
That would be the car, Miss Robinson's vehicle becoming more engulfed in flames.
Okay. I'm going to go back again to 7:30. '02. And play from there, frame by frame.
Did you want me to narrate it again, or?
Yes, please.
So the LeBron James jacket is continuing to walk westbound. She appears to look to her right, which would be north. And then the male subject comes out of that lot and stands next to the bus. And then as the bus passes, he crosses the street, which would be southbound across Lisbon.
Sorry about that. Go frame by frame forward. This is on the curbside view?
Yes, and you can see the female with the 23 jacket is looking towards the car fire. The subject with the umbrella continues to walk westbound. I believe she stops as she sees the fire also. And that would be the male subject with the tan backpack. Appears he's waiting for the bus to pass him so he can cross the street. And then we see the car engulfed or starting to be engulfed in flames on the left side of the screen.
If I go to the other side of the bus, what can you see?
So on this would be called the street side camera, and we see that same individual now behind the bus, and he's crossing southbound across Lisbon Avenue to the south side of the street. And that would be 30th Street is that intersection right there, North 30th and Lisbon.
Stopped the video at 7:30:23. Let's talk about the 35th Street bus.
Yes.
Where does that bus travel to and from, if you know?
It's all along North 35th Street. The video that I had got, it was just north of 35th and Lisbon, and then on the video I got from 8:11 a.m. all the way to 8:36 a.m. for that date. So it travels all the way to the south side of Milwaukee, south of Oklahoma, probably even to Howard. It just continues on 35th Street.
Is 35th Street one of the main, roads that connects the north side to the south side?
Yes.
There's a viaduct that goes over the Miller Valley?
Yes.
Okay, what are the other ones?
We would have 27th Street would be one. 16th Street travels pretty far, but 27th, 35th, and then you would also have 43rd, which would be Miller Parkway, Sherman Boulevard. Those would probably be your main ones.
Are you aware of what Mr. Anderson's listed residence was?
Yes.
Where was that?
I believe it was the 3100 block of South 39th.
Okay, how far away would that be from where one could get off of the bus that travels on 35th Street?
So the two options to get off on around that address would be on 35th in Oklahoma and then 35th in Ohio, which is, I believe, the 3300 block.
a logical bus route to take if you were on 35th and Lisbon and you wanted to get to the 3100 block of South 39th Street, what bus would you take?
The 35th Street bus.
Okay. I have the next bus video queued up. This is the 35th Street bus. I have it timed at, I'm going to back it up a little bit here. 8:11:55. Can you orient us a little bit? What are we looking at?
Sure. The bus here would be looking southbound. It's traveling in a southbound direction. We're on North 35th Street, and then we would be approaching, I believe the lights are going to be Lisbon.
You aware of video that was found showing a subject waiting for the bus at 35th and Lisbon?
Yes.
Tell us what you were aware of when you were looking for this.
So this video I had found prior to that. Once we see the subject standing on the corner, then we went and retrieved more video regarding that. But this was the first video that I found on the bus, and then we retrieved more. But it shows the subject walking to the corner here and waiting for the bus.
Not this video, the video that you were aware of.
Correct.
Thank you. Pause the video. Do you see anyone on this frame that looks familiar from the last bus video we saw?
Yes.
Point them out, please.
Sure. He is wearing the black hooded sweatshirt. He has the brown, you can see the brown shoulder straps for a backpack, black pants, the brownish color top of the shoe, white soles, and then it's the same guy that we saw earlier.
Going over to the, what is this camera?
So there's 10 different cameras that I downloaded off this bus. You have 4 exterior cameras. You have the windshield, curbside, street side, and then you have a rear facing camera. And then there's 6 interior cameras on this one. So the one we were looking at just a minute ago was the windshield camera. This would be called the front door camera.
And there's also cameras that face back into the bus where the passengers sit?
Correct. And then on the interior cameras, there is audio.
Okay. Let me make sure I have that on. And what time are we looking at here? Oh, it'll come back. There it is.
It is 8:12 and 15 seconds, so 8:12 in the morning.
Playing from that timestamp. Audio back on, sorry. All right, there we go. We're gonna watch it not extended. No.
You're running
go full screen and play it again.
You run last week. Yeah, you did. What about you?
All right, detective, the subject did what in those clips?
He enters the bus. He puts $2 into the machine, and he asks the bus driver if the bus is going south. And the bus driver tells him that it is.
Okay. He then goes in the back and sits down?
Correct.
And are you able to see clearly the clothing he's wearing now?
Yes.
Have you watched this entire clip from when he sits down until he gets off the bus?
I have.
Does he ever pull a phone out?
He does not.
I'm going to play through I'm going to skip through this, but play various clips starting at 8:13:34.
Route 35.
Paused at 8:13:52. We'll jump ahead. 8:15. Paused at 8:15:18. Just sitting there.
Yes.
Let's go ahead. 8:17. Paused at 8:17:19. Let's go up to 8:20. Paused at 8:21. We'll go ahead. 8:24. Go ahead to 8:27. And all this time, detective, where's the bus going?
Southbound on 35th Street.
Okay, and you'd be able to see that on the front camera, right?
Correct.
Paused at 8:28:04. Playing at 8:28:52. Paused at 8:29:07. Playing at 8:30:06. Paused at 8:30:21. Playing at 8:31:25. Paused at 8:31:36. Playing at 8:33:11.
Thank you, bus driver. Have a good
Paused at 8:33:35. What's happening now?
He is approaching the front door of the bus to get off.
Stop requested.
Paused at 8:33:40. You're able to see on the sweatshirt a little emblem on the left sleeve here.
Yes.
Okay.
Follow Ohio. Alberta College.
You're not entitled to get off here.
Paused at 8:34:02. What happened there?
He approaches the driver and asks him if he minds if he gets off there. The bus is currently in the middle of the street, so he would not let him get off there. The street directly before this is West Lakefield, and then the next stop that the bus driver is going to stop at, that there is a stop, is going to be on Ohio.
Showing you Exhibit 204. What is that?
That is the subject that's on the bus.
That's a screenshot of the bus video we just watched.
It is.
Move 204 in.
Any objection?
No.
It's received.
Pass to publish.
Go right ahead.
That's 204. Oh.
Yes,
Do you see that person in court today?
I do.
You identify him by where he's seated and what he's wearing.
He's seated at the defense counsel's table wearing a blue button-up shirt with the white T-shirt underneath it.
I'd ask the record to reflect that the detective identified Maxwell Anderson.
Any objection?
I'm not going to comment on that.
The record will so reflect.
All right, I've moved it to the video, kind of shows the door where he got on, right?
Yes.
No, in the middle of the street.
Let me back that up because the video went out.
No, in the middle of the street.
He asked the bus driver what?
If he could get out there, and the bus driver tells him, no, we're in the middle of the street.
And if we look at the front, where are we?
This would basically be Lakefield, and then as you continue through it, you go to Ohio.
Okay. Is this near the address of 3161 South 39th Street?
Yes, I believe Lakefield is a 3200 block. Is either the 31 or 3200 block. It's Oklahoma, Lakefield, and then I think Rustic in Ohio, some type of order.
Is Euclid in there?
Euclid is also, sorry.
Okay. Paused it.
block. As well.
He's exited the bus?
Yes.
And then what direction does he walk?
He starts walking northbound back towards West Lakefield.
Okay, which camera would that be on?
That one, the curbside, sorry.
Okay.
And then, can I stand up and just point where Lakefield is?
Yes.
So this is along South 35th Street, and then this intersection here is West Lakefield.
If you were to go to 3161 South 39th Street, what would be the best route to walk to off of this bus?
The quickest way would be either Ohio or up West Lakefield.
Okay. I'm going to play from 8:34:54. I have it on the curbside camera. This one doesn't have audio, right?
Correct. So the subject continues to walk northbound along 35th Street, and then he goes out of range.
I'm going to bring up a map that's already been introduced and admitted as Exhibit 443. And if I didn't already, I'd move the entirety of 203, and I know I moved the first one in.
Any objection?
No.
203 is received.
Got a map of Milwaukee County up here, Detective. Can you see that?
Yes.
Or do you want to stand up?
I can see it.
Where the subject boarded the bus, who you've identified as the defendant, was where?
It'd be 35th and Lisbon, so it would be on the west, or the northwest corner of 35th and Lisbon at that intersection.
Can you use the microphone?
Sure. So it's an intersection of 35th and Lisbon along the northwest corner is where he would have boarded that bus that was going southbound.
And what direction is that on this map? If you could point it out here as I move the map.
It would be going down.
All right. Passing Interstate 94 there.
Yes.
Passing National Avenue here.
Yes.
Greenfield Avenue.
Yes.
Burnham.
Yes.
35th and Greenfield.
Yes.
35th and Forest Home here.
Yes.
Jackson Park's right next to that, right?
Correct.
Continuing south, 35th and Oklahoma.
Yes.
Where's Lakefield?
It would be this street that goes like this.
All right. So if one wanted to get to 3161 South 39th Street, where would you go?
So this street, Lakefield, goes westbound, and then that 38th Street and 39th, it's an alley. So that would get you to the back of your house, basically, through the alley.
And you could also walk down 38th to Euclid and come over crossing 39th Street there, correct?
Correct.
All right. The 3100 block of South 39th would be between Euclid and Oklahoma, is that right?
Correct. Oklahoma is 3100 and Euclid is 3200. So it's almost in the middle of the block.
I'm putting Exhibit 445 up next to 204. Does that appear to be the same person to you?
Yes.